morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ruth Ann from Abundant Blooms Flower Farm in Durham, Michigan in my 6th year of flower farming. And today we're going to be doing a really exciting video, or at least for me it's really exciting. One, it says that spring is on the rise here. It is the beginning of March and it is time to prune our woodies. And so this is my woody field that I started in 2022. If you want to learn more about that, I have previous videos about it, I'll link below. And this morning my husband and I are going to prune these woodies up front. These are our big woodies. As you can see, this is pretty tall, taller than me. So up here we have smokebush, ninebark, a hydrangea, and snowberries. And then we have some other ones up here that we're not going to trim. And I'm going to just take you around really quickly here and show you what we've got before we trim. And then my husband has our gas-powered hedge trimmers, which is our newest investment on our farm to make life easier since we have so many woodies. I used to literally cut them with my, my Falcos, and that's pretty tough on your wrist when you have starting to get hundreds of plants. So that was our big investment in our farm this winter. We bought those hedge trimmers. They're like commercial grade, really good hedge trimmers. So we'll use them for other things as well, but today we're gonna break them in on our woodies. Just taking you around briefly, these are the smokebush, and so that's what they look like now, and I'll show you how we're going to trim them. This is a type of ninebark, another type of ninebark, a third type of ninebark here, and this is the start to some hydrangeas, and then here's hydrangeas also. And then this is my Symphorcarpus, or my snowberries, coral berries, snowberries. And so these are also going to get trimmed really short. And you'll see that as we go along. Down here are some bushes we're not going to trim, a little further down here. This is my spirea here. I planted this in 2022. I have never cut it. I've never cut off of it. I've never sold off of it, and you can see they're still really small bushes. They bloom on old wood, so if I were to cut them, I'd cut off their blooms, which I don't want to do, and I really am excited to see if I can cut off them this year. I'm not convinced that I will even have a crop off of them. This is the other plant I'm not cutting. This is a type of viburnum. This is glitters and glows viburnum, and I've also never cut off of these. I am pretty hopeful, oh, this one's broke, pretty hopeful that I will be able to cut off them this season, but we'll see. They do produce these berries in the fall, which look pretty, not great right now, but they're pretty cool in the fall. The other thing we will not be trimming is my lilacs, which I have right here. So, you can see those buds are really starting to swell on there, so that's exciting, but we will not be trimming these. So kind of rule of thumb is if you have a plant that blooms on old wood like a lilac, you trim it after it flowers. And I actually was just thinking about this lilac, and I got to do a little research exactly how and when to trim them, because I think I could do better with it. But this year I'm leaving it right now. So that's what we look like right now, and we're going to trim this, and I'll show you as we go and what it looks like then. So you can see my husband here trimming the Symphorcarpus, and he's trimming it pretty close to the ground. It's about 12 inches, and it doesn't actually look, he's trimming more than what it looks. It's kind of hard to tell with all the branches and just the branchiness of it, but they're pretty branchy, and he's going really quite low, trimming them, kind of gets both sides and comes up and around, almost kind of mounding around it there. He's going to get to the end of the row. He's going to come back down the other side there. But this hedge trimmer's worked really well. We've never used it before, We bought it from a still dealer. It's a still hedge trimmers, and it was amazing. Oh, you can see him now taking down the hydrangeas. That was kind of fun to watch all the old blooms just come pop, pop, pop right off. Hydrangeas are more around 24 inches. You want them, the hydrangeas will bloom, the bloom size will depend on how you trim them. So if you trim them closer to the ground, you're going to get large blooms. Like if you trim them really small, you will get football size blooms, literally. Or if you trim them more like 18 to 24 inches, you'll get a more manageable bloom size, what you can use more in bouquets or what's really more helpful for florists. So this is now another 9-bark. This is a tiny wine 9-bark. So this is my bushiest 9-bark, but also my shortest, but it's still plenty tall enough. And so he's going to go straight down the middle, like kind of just chop the top off, and then he's going to come down the sides because it's pretty bushy. Oh, first he's going to try and see what he's doing here. But yeah, it's pretty bushy. And oh yeah, here he comes down the side, down one side, down the other side. I mean, we did this whole area in a very short period of time. This is definitely the way to go. You definitely want to get some good hedge trimmers if you have any kind of number volume of woodies. So we're pretty happy with our investment here. And he's just kind of trimming it up a little bit, but it really was so easy. You're definitely going to get strong. I tried it out here. Whew, it was it's a kind of a workout, but it didn't really seem too bad. But the next day it was like my bicep was hurting. So if you use this thing a lot, you're going to get some really strong arms. It was pretty fun. It's very satisfying to just chop them all down. It was really enjoyable, actually. I'm almost to the end. My husband seems to do it so much faster than I. Okay, so this is what it looks like, all cut back. So I still have a couple of rows to clean up here, but some of them are done. So smokebush, they're about 24 inches. And this is a 9-bark, ginger wine 9-bark, that's about 24 inches. Summer wine 9-bark, kind of the same. And then this is a tiny wine. This is tiny wine gold. You can see the plant is more bushier. This one's a little bit lower, cut a little lower. And then the hydrangeas cut at about 24 inches. And then these are the symphocarpus, and those you want like 12 inches. So they're pretty low. And then you can see I've got spirea, viburnum, and lilacs that are not cut at all. So that's a wrap on this portion. We still have some hydrangeas in the back, which we might get to today. Otherwise, this is what they look like. They're just chopped off. We just kind of go down the middle, one side and then the other side, and take it all off. So you can see here, I'm trimming the hydrangeas. These are limelight hydrangeas. You can't tell too much, but these are really actually very tall. They're almost as tall as I am. And so I'm trimming them down. And so, yeah, I just trim them like 24 inches. If you trim them too small, you're going to get, or too low, like 12 inches, you can trim them that far. You're not going to kill them, but they're going to send up really long stems and have football-sized blooms that are really difficult for designers and florists to use. So I prefer to trim them more like 18 inches, and then they send up these beautiful, stems that you get more manageable head size on the hydrangeas. And we're coming to the end of this clip of trimming them, but basically when you do this, you will get beautiful blooms in the summer. And so this is pretty early in the spring, and they're sending up, the 9-bark is sending up their shoots, and then the hydrangeas will be covered with beautiful blooms that are really pretty manageable. And then you'll get buckets of hydrangeas like you see there. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Also, we're really getting ready, gearing up for the season for 2025. Actually, I know some of my friends in the South are already harvesting tulips, which is crazy because I will show you what mine look like. They're you know, really impressive. So, but we are not harvesting anything yet, and but we're getting ready for the season. And if you're getting ready for the season and you want tips about selling flowers to florists, I have a free download just for you, Selling Flowers to Florists. It's free tips to help you get started and be able to have some confidence as you look into if that's a good sales channel for you, or just to gain some insights if that's something that you already do. So I really appreciate all of you guys. I really feel like we're having this beautiful community here on YouTube. It's been such a wonderful journey, and I'm really hoping that I can keep up putting videos out throughout the season. I already have my videos for the next couple weeks all planned out, so it's some really exciting things as I'm learning how to do this and do some gardening, you know, farm field work, actual videos. So I've got one on direct seeding coming, and one about coolers and cool bots and the situation that we have on my farm and why you might want to consider having a cooler. So if you have questions about a cooler specifically, drop your question in the comments below. And if not, you have made it to the end of the video. Welcome to the end of the video club. And I was thinking we could use the emoji of the scissors, even though we don't want to be using, you know, Falco trimmers for cutting our woodies, but I don't know that there's any other better emoji for this. But so just use the scissors emoji, and until next time, I hope you're having a great spring and getting ready to, you know, start some seeds and get out in the garden and enjoy the warm weather. It's almost 60 degrees here today, so I am going to go outside and do some things out there. I'll see you next time.